Dear students, now we will see distortions in delta modulation. Now, as I have shown in this figure you can see this is your analog signal which is going to contain the information and it is named as xt, and this is the staircase approximation which is having a fixed step size. This step size is fixed, which is called as a delta. This staircase approximation is hunting the analog wave so that it can superimpose it and convert that analog wave into binary data as we have seen in a delta modulation. But now there will be situations like the first one, when the analog signal is rising very steeply. This is a steep rise in the analog signal. At that time, whenever you have a fixed step size staircase waveform which is going to approximate this, it will take certain time to reach the signal. It will take certain time to reach the signal. It will not superimpose every part of the signal. It cannot reach the signal fast because it is having fixed step size. Now in that case, there will be a gap between the analog wave and the staircase wave. So this gap, whatever we have shown here, this gap will be an error. This gap will be an error. This gap is called as slope overload distortion. This is called as slope overload distortion because here your staircase wave is not superimposing. It is not coming on the analog wave to convert it into binary data. It is far behind and there is a gap because of this steep. There is a gap, and this happens because the staircase is having a fixed step size delta. The step size is not going to vary here because it is a delta modulation. The second situation comes when the analog signal is not varying at all. Here you can see it is not varying at all. Now in that case, again the step size is fixed. It is going up, down, up, down, up, down upon the straight line. It is going to give you binary data output as 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 because any plus delta will be 1, any minus delta will be 0. Now in that case, for that non-varying signal, this step size becomes larger. This step size becomes larger. You should have a small step size over there so that you can superimpose that non-varying waveform nicely. And here the step size becomes more, and this is called as a granular noise or idle noise, where the signal is not varying and you are having a constant step size. So this will be the second type of distortion what we face in delta modulation. Now to avoid this type of distortions, in the first situation when the signal is very steep, at that time the step size should become large. There should be a large step size, and when the signal is not varying at all, the step size should become small. So the step size has to adjust according to the information signal. This delta, whatever we have shown, step size should not be fixed. It should be variable. And if you want variable step size, which will vary according to the analog signal, then that type of technique will be called as adaptive delta modulation, where the step size adapts to the change in the input signal. So it will vary according to the variation in the input signal. So that will be our next topic, where we'll see adaptive delta modulation.